I thought what the Big Ten did, as Jim Harbaugh is flying to Penn State with his team, was really second tier. I just don't think that's the way you do business. It felt overly punitive, considering it goes sort of against what the Big Ten handbook says on cases like this. But I thought there were multiple things in that game. Jim Harbaugh's teams, I believe now, are undefeated when he's not on the sidelines. And that is a really great sign for a business. The boss can be gone and the business cranks. And that's Jim Harbaugh. It is dependent on his personality and culture, which creates resiliency, efficiency, and toughness. But game management, he has a very good staff behind him. And they win again on the road decisively when he's not there. Big ups for Jim Harbaugh. I also thought running 26 straight times in the second half was almost a middle finger to the conference. It was about saying, we don't even have to throw the ball. I don't even have to be on the sidelines. And we're going to anaconda. We're going to suffocate a really good top 10, 12 team in Penn State. I thought that was a message. I did not think that was a coincidence. Jim Harbaugh, and he's done this in his entire career, will send messages. And I know he burns hot. I know he's not perfect. I know he wears people out. I have said, everybody speeds on the 405 in Los Angeles. You don't want to go 90 sunglasses in a Maserati taunting law enforcement. Did Michigan go over the top? Appears so. But you can't convince me a 1994 rule that none of you knew is suddenly embezzlement and forfeit wins and fire the coach. The other thing that jumped out to me is find me the great college football coaches that have been pristine. Want to go back and look at some of the methods of Bear Bryant or Barry Switzer or Woody Hayes? Jimmy Johnson was polarizing. Buckeye fans, Urban Meyer, really? Great coach, Nick Saban. They wear people out. They're tough. I mean, Pete Carroll, one of the great college football coaches ever, when he left, there was all sorts of NCAA issues around the program. So I'm not looking for pristine, okay? In the NFL, coaches have to deal with wacko, impulsive, ego-infested owners. And in college football, you got to deal with needy donors, Los Angeles phone book thick NCAA handbook. You have to deal with 17 hours of practice. Kids are emotional. They come from all different backgrounds. I think Jim Harbaugh, you see his coaches crying on the sideline, enriches coaches, enriches players, elevates young people's lives. And I think that's such an important part of college football coaching, basketball, men's, women's, whatever it is, enriching their lives. But if you're looking for pristine, wrong business. Our churches aren't pristine, okay? Wall Street's not. Silicon Valley's not. College sports is not. A lot of handouts. Folks, for years and years, they were paying players. Now they are legally, right? That's why it's so balanced now, because not just the SEC is paying players. The idea that Jim Harbaugh is the bad guy in all of this is laughable to me. For a limited time, Verizon customers can get Netflix and NFL Plus for just $25 a month. It's called Plus Play. That's $120 in annual savings. Plus Play is a platform where Verizon customers can shop, manage, and save on the subscriptions that you already love, right? Like Netflix and NFL Plus. With NFL Plus Premium, you get access to live games on mobile, my fave, NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, and more. Just go to Verizon.com/plusplay. Verizon.com/plusplay to save on Netflix and NFL Plus today for a limited time only now. Limited time only. And I also thought about this. The Big Ten sees itself as like, either the most important conference. Certainly, I'd argue it is, because it's located right in the middle of the country. Massive, tradition-filled universities: Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin. But it's really become a two-team conference. Penn State, though, doesn't win these kind of games. It's Michigan and Ohio State. And I think Big Ten fans think by adding Michigan, Washington, Oregon, USC, UCLA. They look at the South California schools, and then they look at Washington and Oregon as sort of like Oregon plus, Michigan State-ish plus. No, right now, Washington and Oregon have as good a coaches as maybe they've ever had, and they are Ohio State. You're adding 2 Ohio States to the conference. I don't think Big Ten fans get this. Every time Washington has had an elite coach, Don James, national title, Rick Neuheisel won Rose Bowls, Chris Peterson got to the playoff, Kalen DeBoers, when's the last time they lost? What are they on, like a 16, 17 game winning streak? Same for Oregon since Phil Knight got involved. Mike Bellotti with Jeff Tedford, number 2 in the country. Mike Bellotti with Chip Kelly, blew people out. Chip Kelly, Mark Helfrich, get to a natty. And right now with Dan Lanning, I think there's an argument that Oregon's the second best team in the country to Michigan. They're in that Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, Texas class, in my opinion. I'd take him against Texas and Alabama. Not sure I would against Georgia, but it would be close. So the Big Ten, maybe it's the perfect time for Jim Harbaugh to exit if he wins a national championship or even if he doesn't. But the truth is, for him to continue to win when he's not on the sidelines, it shows the formidable culture that he's built, running and just running in the second half, to me was a sign to the conference that we will do it our way, that Michigan football, power football, regardless if I'm on the sidelines, will prevail. I wish Maryland and Ohio State the best of luck. But listen, man, if you're looking for pristine, you got to be kidding yourself. I mean, Buckeye fans, slow down on pristine. Woody Hayes smacking a player during a game. Love Urban Meyer. All sorts of noise when Urban was there. Jim Harbaugh's not the bad guy. Hey, we all make mistakes. Again, Jimmy Johnson, polarizing. Barry Switzer, Pete Carroll, Lou Holtz. These are not perfect jobs or perfect men. But I don't generally root in these games. I just like a good TV product. I loved not only that Michigan won, Harbaugh won, but how they won.